Okay, I will call the February 21st regular meeting of the Madison Fire District to order. Roll call, please.
Mr. Adams.
Here.
Mr. Anderson.
Here.
Mr. Donaldson.
Here.
Mr. Gontner.
Here.
Mr. Lee.
Here.
Mr. Wayman.
Here.
Here. Pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have two sets of minutes. We have a reorganization meeting minutes and our regular meeting minutes, both from January 17th.
Move to approve, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion, edits, amendments? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Gontner.
Yes.
Mr. Lee.
Yes.
Mr. Donaldson.
Yes.
Mr. Wayman.
Yes.
Mr. Adams.
Yes.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
Bills and payroll, January 2024. Joanne?
Sure, bills is $234,122.44. Payroll was $140,708.83, for a total of $374,831.27.
Entertain a motion to approve.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the bills and payrolls for January 2024.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion?
So as I sent out to you, some of the extraordinary payments that came out was the $53,000 for the HSA, the Hermitage Fire that you approved for the BWC reimbursement, which was $49,728. The medical mutual payments, if you're wondering why there was two, one was at the beginning for January, and February's came in at the end of January. And then our BWC annual payment, including the true-up, was $31,372.87. And then you also had the uplifting of the chase vehicle, which was approved last year, was $14,234.87.
Okay.
And we also started using EMS wages at the beginning, that you budgeted $600,000. That would probably get us to around May. We use up all the EMS.
Any further discussion, comments? Roll call, please.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
Mr. Gontner.
Yes.
Mr. Lee.
Yes.
Mr. Donaldson.
Yes.
Mr. Wayman.
Yes.
Mr. Adams.
Yes.
And the January 2024 financial report.
Sure, we started January with $5,457,845.67. Our month-to-date revenue was $105,135.69, and that's because we got some of that grant money in. Our year-to-date is the same. Our month-to-date and year-to-date is $374,831.27. And we are beginning February with $5,188,150.09.
Okay, thank you. Do we approve the financial report? Or is it just a report?
No, she just
It's
reads
a
it.
report.
She just reads it.
Very good. Okay, with that, we'll open our first public portion.
Ta-da.
Oh, did I miss something? Oh, 2024, we need to set a records retention meeting. Do you know which members that will include?
It's usually you, the chief,
And fiscal.
Joanne, yeah.
Okay.
And I
just
think
us.
Lori, do you sit in on that too?
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay. And, okay,
we can do that if you want before the next board meeting. Weather permitting, I could drive it and I'll drive back in. It usually takes about 5-10 minutes.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Need to make a motion then?
Yeah,
Okay, I'll make a motion that the records retention meeting be held on March 20th, 2024 at 6:45.
I'll second it.
thank you. Any comments, discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Lee.
Yes.
Mr. Donaldson.
Yes.
Mr. Wayman.
Yes.
Mr. Adams?
Yes.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Gontner?
Yes.
Now, the first open public portion. Anybody from the audience?
No.
No? Legal counsel, Ms. Dane.
Good evening. I don't have anything specific. All the resolutions are under new business. I did review all of the different agreements that were attached, and I don't have any issues. And then we are going to need an executive session this evening to discuss personnel compensation for Fund 2122 through Jen.
Thank you. Any old business? New business? Resolution 24-3.
Resolution number 24-03 is a resolution authorizing the chief of the Madison Fire District to purchase extrication equipment from Heritage Fire Equipment in an amount not to exceed a purchase price of $49,728.00 and authorizing payments provided herein.
Thank you. Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Second, please.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Chief, did you want to review anything, or?
No, it's basically the sister set to the one we did last month. It's going to be for the other station. So, yeah, it's the Jaws of Life set that we're getting. So now we'll have two sets.
Okay.
Of course, that's going to get reimbursed with the BWC grant by about $40,000. So we're almost getting 2 for 1. So that'll come probably in the next month or so.
So the first set's here already?
Yeah, the first set, and honestly, the new truck just came in this week. Captain
Heard that
Zopko's
too.
been working feverishly to get that all put together, so after the meeting, you're all welcome to walk out and check it out if you like.
Right.
Yes.
Great, of course. For sure.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Donaldson?
Yes.
Mr. Wayman?
Yes.
Mr. Adams?
Yes.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Gontner?
Yes.
Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution number 24-04.
Resolution.
In case it matters, for retention purposes, Stacy, your microphone is off. We cannot hear you.
Maybe,
Is
is
it
it
on
up
now?
too high?
There. No, you're good now. Your switch was off. We're
Okay.
good to go now.
All right.
Just because we're recording it as well, in case that matters. So sorry about that. Go ahead.
Okay, resolution number 24-04 is a resolution authorizing and approving the utilization of Medi-Account Management, Inc. as the exclusive billing agent for the Madison Fire District EMS services pursuant to the terms of the client services agreement and authorizing payments as required under said agreement.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Chairman, I so move to approve Resolution 24-04.
Thank you. Second, please.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Anything?
Quick question, if I could, Mr. Chairman.
of course.
Chief, if I remember, we talked about this, there was a slight increase in what they're gonna get, is that correct?
Correct, yeah. It was about 0.25% that they increased it. They wanted to increase it by up to 7.25 in the initial contract, and obviously that wasn't acceptable, so we went back and forth with them and eventually settled on that, and I thought it was a fair deal, and we've had a really good relationship with Medi-Account, and they go above and beyond for us, so I felt comfortable with it.
Okay. Yeah, I remember you saying they wanted an increase. I'm glad to see that you were able to reduce it down.
Yeah.
Any further questions? Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Wayman?
Yes.
Mr. Adams?
Yes.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Gontner?
Yes.
Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. Donaldson?
Yes. Resolution number 24-05.
Resolution number 24-05 is a resolution authorizing and approving the utilization of National Diagnostic Services, Inc. as a provider for annual wellness and occupational health services for the Madison Fire District pursuant to the terms of the Wellness Services Agreement and authorizing payments as required under said agreement.
Okay, entertain a motion
You have that
to
motion.
approve. Thank you, Mr. Adams. Second, please.
I'll second it.
Thank Thank you, Mr. Wayman. Any further discussion? Chief, anything?
Just to give you some overview on this, typically we do wellness physicals here every so often, and we're a little overdue. So the officers and I have been going back and forth about how to proceed with this, since we used to use Lake Health and now they're UH, and you know, the pool is getting smaller for us and we have to travel farther to get the same services. This NDS company out of Michigan, they basically come on site and do all the physicals, the wellness checks, the cancer screenings. Basically, it's a one-stop shop, and they go through it, they review everything with our folks, and it's all private. You know, I don't get any printouts. Nobody here gets printouts of everybody's stuff. So Ms. Dame did review the contract earlier today. And I apologize, this kind of came, we've been working on this behind the scenes, and the lady I've been dealing with was out of town for a few days, so she sent the contract over late yesterday, and of course, I was in the hospital with one of our guys, so I apologize for not getting it out sooner. But long story short, we want to get the physicals going, and we're kind of up against the time clock here with vacations coming in the summer, so we want to try to get them done probably mid-second quarter, no later than maybe mid-May. And they kind of offer everything, and I've heard good recommendations from those in the area, namely Ashtabula City. Their chief over there had them in town, and they really had a good experience with them. And of course, they're cost effective too, so they're cheaper than any physical we can get from the local hospital or a company we usually use. So we thought it was a good deal, fair deal, and it kept our folks in town as well.
Is it just for 1 year?
Just this one cycle.
One
So
session,
in
yeah.
2 years, we'll probably revisit it and then go from there and do it again.
Okay.
So we can keep our folks as healthy as possible.
Very good. Any further questions, discussion?
Sounds like a good deal.
I think we
Oh,
did
we already
already,
did.
I believe.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right.
Roll call.
Mr. Adams?
Yes.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Butner?
Yes.
Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. Valentin?
Yes.
Mr. Wayman?
Yes.
I will revisit Resolution 24-06 later in the meeting. Chief's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Try not to go too long here. It's a beautiful night out. Chief's reports. So anniversaries, the only one we have is Joanne Clapp, our physical officer, 9 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Holy smokes.
time flies.
Never would believe it.
Financial overview. Our tax revenue, it's still early in the year, so we've collected just under 1%. That should be coming, I believe, maybe later this month or next month, a big chunk. EMS revenue is about 11.7. We did have a fairly busy January, so that number's trending higher than normal. Staffing overview. We're doing a little bit better. We are on the end of a vacation cycle per the CBA for the full-timers, so some of them are using up some vacation time, but by the time we get into March and April, we should be back to fairly full strength with a normal cycle of that. So 2 back from medical recently. Call volume, we did have a heavy month last month in January. We had a couple of storm days, if you all remember, so that definitely increased our call volume at those respective days. Fire inspections, Captain Sopko has been very patient, and Inspector Solomosi as well with our new program. So that'll be a different look in the folder when you do go to look at that. So we're still working through the growing pains of all that process. Vehicles, lots going on with vehicles in the last couple months. Mainly the new Chase vehicle got put in service last month, and now we have the old one of the oldest Chase vehicles in the fleet, which is the 2110 Dodge Ram. We'll probably be putting that up for auction and on Gov Deals at some point. Probably shoot for maybe next month to surplus some things and get a list together for everybody here. The new engine's here, like I said, it's in the bay. Feel free to stop out after the meeting and look at it if you wish. 32, we had a little mishap. The rear door caught one of our bollard poles, but we were able to repair it very quickly with one of the local companies here, and they were fantastic. We are beginning the process to acquire my Chase vehicle, or the Dodge Charger, which is one of the old cop cars, if you remember. It's got about 105,000 miles on it. and we've done some very quirky repairs to it, namely the windshield wiper tips on the hood, which were more expensive than we thought. So just little things like that are starting to nickel and dime, so I think it's probably getting close to time to replace that as well. We're also discussing with the incoming of the new engine. We have 2 older HMEs that are 2007s that we, that are almost 17, 18 years old now, and they're really showing their age. So in order to pick one to keep and one to eventually sell, we had him go down to our mechanic at Countryside, and he did a laundry list of things that they both need. And Captain Henry, Captain Sopko, and the rest of us officers kind of overlooked it and decided we're going to keep 2113, which is the lesser of 2 evils, I guess. It is down at Cummins right now for some motor estimates. We do. Last year we did put some extra money in the budget just for that purpose. That could be a repair of up to, we're guessing, in the $20,000 range. And when you're considering the cost of a new engine at $700,000 to $800,000 these days,
cheap.
it's kind of the cost to keep your stuff up to date. So
Right.
it's leaking oil pretty good right now and has a few other things. So we're gonna try to baby that back here and use it as a backup for a while. Buildings. I don't know if any of you got to see the board folder. I did upload some photos of the barn gym. It is very close to being complete. The folks did a fantastic job with everything we had going on here the last several months. We just picked away at it, and I always told them, how do you eat an elephant? You eat one bite at a time. So every day, 2 hours here, 3 hours there, painting, chipping away, trim, whatever. And it looks really nice. So if you get a chance, if you want to look, I got some pictures on my tablet and on the computer if you want to see them afterwards as well, if you haven't looked yet. The recommendations for the officers, we did have the homachos approved by you all. I really appreciate that. And again, that's tied to the BWC grant. Eventually we'll surplus the old equipment. Department physicals we talked about, so thank you for that. Solar eclipse, we're doing some planning right now, trying to figure out. Right now the big thing is how many people are going to come into town. I've talked to both police chiefs, kind of got their feel of what their staffs are going to look like, and some people are adding 4 or 5 extras. Some people aren't doing anything, which I'm not real comfortable with that myself, but I do think we're going to see a swell of people in town. So we're going to finalize that plan for us. I think some of us are hoping for clouds.
It's going to snow that day.
Yeah.
Snow and rain.
Right. So that's ongoing, and we're definitely going to be ready for that. Whatever, we'll be as ready as we can be. Some of the studies we read from like Nebraska's solar eclipse and the one in Kentucky, a lot of the problems stemmed from when everyone wanted to clear out. It's like when people scatter for fireworks. Just there's only so many roads, 10 pounds of people and 5 pounds of roads, and just takes time.
Right.
And also, my thing's not want to cooperate with me.
I still think it's a lot to do about nothing. It's like Y2K.
Yeah.
A lot to do about nothing.
Med-account contract, thank you for approving that. I think that's a good move, solid move for us, and we've done a good job of scaling up and just collecting a little bit more each year, and our folks are doing a really nice job of documenting. 2 of our newest firefighters are going to test and hopefully become paramedics soon. Alyssa Corsi and Robert Brecker. Dr. Garlisi, our medical director, will be teaching next week on the 28th. I'm meeting some of the new folks, so we do have a lot of new faces here, so it'll be nice to see him and get some time. The UH Foundation, Lake Health Foundation, donated an AirTrack laryngoscopy device for our airway maneuvers in the squads, so the folks got to train on that and play with the new equipment. And if they like it, we can probably figure out how to get another one for, sister one for the other truck. We are working on an AFG grant for air packs. Our air packs are, correct me if I'm wrong, Cap, 13 years old now? 12 to 13 years old. And they're typically, their service life is around 10, so we're on borrowed time with them. So we're looking to write a grant and get a majority of those paid for if we were to get awarded that. Somewhere in the ballpark of $200,000. I believe we're on the hook for 10%, if I'm not mistaken. If Captain Fallhammer's on, he could chime in as well. But, so that's kind of how that's going to lay out. We're bolstering training opportunities. One of our members is going to fire instructor course. I've been in contact with someone about presenting a human trafficking course with all the new traffic in town. So we're going to try to level up our people with anything and everything that we can to make our community safer. And then I did notice the pre-construction meeting for Route 20 widening project. I'm sure most of you are aware of that. It's going to go on here soon and be a heck of a show. So we're going to talk about that as well going forward. But that is all I have. You all have any questions?
Yeah, Chief, if I could, I was just looking through my notes, and it was last year at this very time that a number of us had meetings with folks at UH, and they were telling us how they were going to put the Emergicare in or whatever
Right.
we have up here on 20 now. And of course, they were looking for a place to park a squad, and we weren't able to work that out. But just kind of was wondering, update-wise, are we spending as much time there transporting as we kind of thought we might, or is it not as bad as we anticipated?
I don't think it's as bad as we anticipated. I mean, we get called there from time to time, but
Well, we were told by the contractor we wouldn't get called at all.
Yeah, I
So
remember.
made sure he knew, once we started going there, that was not the case, but it seems to go in spurts.
it is a
One
nice,
week we may be there 4 or 5 times.
yeah. I think they all do really, yeah.
Have
And-
they given up on locating a squad somewhere here in town? Because we gave them some other possible alternatives, or did they just walk away from that whole idea?
No, I mean, yeah, it's been
That's
crickets
the
over
thing,
there.
especially the private side of things, is disarray right now.
We notice it on the weekends too. It seems like our EMS calls go up a little bit because think about it, everyone wants to take time off. I'm just speculating, but I would imagine there's probably staff short on the weekends, so we're the safety net and just part of the job, I guess. But yeah, if it gets out of hand, we'll come up with some solutions and push the issue. But I don't think it's, we go there a couple times a week, it seems. Like I said, maybe runs of 4 or 5, and then we're quiet for a while.
I remember the discussion, there was like, it added an additional 300 calls a year or something to our runs, and I just was wondering if we're seeing some big numbers or not. Okay.
See what the summer holds.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
always a new adventure.
Thank you.
Chief, do you have any update on Captain Henry?
Captain Henry was discharged last night. Yeah, what a crazy day yesterday. Yeah, he's doing better. He's resting at home. He's going to take the rest of the week off and, figure out what he's got to do here. He's got an appointment with a follow-up with his doctor to kind of see if there's anything major going on. But he went in and was only there for a few hours, so he's doing better. But it's definitely a big scare, and hopefully it's to do about nothing. But he's going to handle it appropriately, and we wish him well and check in on him here.
Yep,
Good.
very good. Anything else, Chief?
Chief,
Yes, sir.
was it a false alarm at a Walmart yesterday, or?
In my experience, yesterday it was really cold in the morning, and then it went up to like 50 degrees. So it seems like whenever we have that significant increase in temperature during the day of warming, like that alarm and that garden center just go haywire. So I think it activated the system. I don't think it flowed any water anywhere.
I thought I heard somewhere there was a burst pipe.
Oh, was there? Okay.
The problem is, especially in the garden center, is that's a dry system, but if it has any water in it that freezes, once it gets about this time of year, everything thaws out. You get the rush of air that opens the system up, and then you have a water leak. Luckily, it's always outside.
The garden center, usually this time of year too. Yeah.
Thank you, Chief.
So false alarm, you're welcome.
Thank you. Anything
one
else for
thing.
the chief?
Yep. Just with staffing, you said you're about at full strength now. Is that the
Getting close.
case, or what are
We're
we
getting-
down?
Yeah, we're getting-
Full-time wise.
Full time? Yeah, we're real close. We got a couple of our members back from various medical stuff, I guess I will say. So yeah, we're real close to full strength, and we're on a vacation cycle right now. We're at the 11th we're at the 12th month before they start the new cycle, so people are still burning some time now. So
Guess I
the
should
schedule
ask,
looks okay.
What about the hiring wise?
Oh,
hiring. Are
Oh.
we full?
Yes.
Hiring?
Yes,
and
we are
everything?
full.
And the promotions are done?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who was the newest lieutenant?
You know what? We have one more to go.
It won't be until March.
Yeah, that'll be the March meeting, yeah. We had it ready to go, and after consulting Ms. Dame, because of the 3-year factor and having the 3 years of experience as a full-time blue shirt, we decided to hold off until that anniversary, which takes us right up to the next board meeting. So next month, we should promote the last lieutenant, even though we are full as far as
Okay.
all the spots.
Okay.
It'll
Okay.
just be a badge change.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anything else for the chief? Okay, thank you. Closing public portion. Anybody online? Anybody in the?
No, sir.
Thank you. Any other board comments, closing comments, updates? Things to share? Thank you. And I will entertain a motion to go into executive session for personnel performance compensation
Yeah, that
per
motion. Oh, sorry.
ORC 121.22. Thank you, Mr. Adams.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
Mr. Gontner.
Yes.
Mr. Lee.
Yes.
Mr. Donaldson.
Yes.
Mr. Wayman.
Yes.
Mr. Adams.
Yes.
And it is, what, 7:30?
Yeah,
Yes.
Will this be
29.
7:29.
Will it be streamed online?
Yes.
Yes.
Then I will put it, okay, thank you.
Put away my agenda. But
We just need to reconvene.
we will reconvene the meeting at 8:43.
44.
There's not really any.
7:44.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. We are now out of executive session. I will entertain a motion for resolution, where is it?
2406.
2406.
Yeah, that motion.
Oh, actually, reading of 2406.
Resolution number 24-06 is a resolution authorizing additional compensation to Justin Meister, Fire Chief, increasing his annual salary on a one-time basis, the amount of 2%, and authorizing payments provided herein.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion.
Yeah, that motion.
I'll second it, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Gottner.
Yes.
Mr. Lee.
Yes.
Mr. Donaldson.
Yes.
Mr. Wayman.
Yes.
Mr. Adams.
Yes.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
Thank you. Any further business for this board?
Nope.
Okay, entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second?
Thank you. Gottner, Lee. And roll call, please.
Mr. Lee.
Yes.
Mr. Donaldson.
Yes.
Mr. Wayman.
Yes.
Mr. Adams.
Yes.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
Mr. Gottner.
Yes. Okay.
Very good, thank you. Our next regular meeting is March 20th at 7 PM,
But we'll do 6:45.
6:45. For